What's going on YouTube? So today's video we have a brand new pair of a microphones kit. So this is a microphone kit from FULAIM. This is the X5 version. They have multiple versions available, but this is a budget friendly pair. If you decide to get into YouTube content creation, this is a good gift as well if you know someone that is wanting to get into it but they don't have a lot of equipment. This is a 2-pack, so you're able to have multiple microphones. I think it's much more helpful because eventually you will need multiple microphones. I catch myself needing multiple microphones even though I only have one most of the time, so it's definitely helpful to have two. And this has a lot of features and everything else that this provides. We're going to get straight into it. First, let's start off with the unboxing experience. I'm actually pretty hyped about this product. This is for my sister because she's going to start doing more content now apparently, or she wants to get into it. I don't know. She just wanted something. She showed me a cheap little crappy one, so I was like, nah, I'm gonna hook you up with something better. So shout out to this company for sending it out. I listened to this already. It would have like plastic around it. I listened to it to make sure it works and it wasn't a crappy one because obviously I want something good for my sister. So yeah, here we are. Has a nice magnetic case here. And you guys know me on my channel, presentation is everything. Because if you have a crappy presentation, that says a lot about the product. Clean box right here. So you have the device here itself. You got an accessory box on the left-hand side. Like you could easily use this as a gift box or whatever. Cause like, look, I use my gift boxes, I repurpose them. Now I have cards in there, see? Like I keep the good stuff because they have resale value eventually if you don't want to keep the item. So here is that product. Right here we have 2 dead cats or wind muffs, wind screens, whatever you want to call them. They're noise reduction. And then you also do have a charging cable as well as this, which I'm surprised they have this. It's an OTG adapter from USB-C to a aux. So you're able to use it like this, like the Apple ones. So it's extremely nice that they actually include this in the box. I haven't actually seen that in a bunch of companies. So it's nice that it actually comes with that. I've actually lost mine a few times, so I had to buy replacements, or sometimes they go broken. So that's nice that they actually included that. When you check out the product here, you have 4 indicator statuses on the bottom. The bottom has a 2000 milliamp for the case itself, X5 model, and USB-C here on the back. So opening it up, you have all of your little neat functions there. An LED display on the receiver here, which is really, really nice. You could set the decibels here on the top, and then you have a power button right there. So if you press and hold it, you have a manual USB-C charging. So if you want to charge it manually, you can do that. It has a charging prong here at the bottom for the case to snap into place, just like that. And it'll charge that way as well. It'll auto shut off once you close the case as well. But you can change the decibel rating, or the decibel I should say. As you can see, out of the box it's at 3 out of 5, which I highly recommend to just keep it like that because it's the best sound. You don't want to peak it or anything like that. You also do have 2 OTGs here, a USB-C as well as a lightning, so you're good on every type of device. If you have the older iPhones, iPhone 13 and under, you can use this one, and if you have anything else, you can use USB-C. Now the thing I like about this is it's cool that it has these little slots or these little flat ends here, because on the receiver itself you have the same slot to insert at the bottom. Since it does have pins there, you could just slide this here at the bottom, just snap it there on the bottom, and you're pretty much good to go. So you can have it like this, so you can view everything, put it on your phone, and you're good to go. And you could switch them out for the lightning or the aux cable for camera. So very cool that you have those interchangeable. And then the transmitters here, you have 2 of them. Both lightweight, they both have magnets, which is really cool. I didn't even expect it to have it, but it's really strong magnets. So no matter what type of thick clothing you have, it should be able to reach. You even have the traditional clips here. So if you want to clip it on something, that's really, really nice. Now they do have another model that is actually a circle, which I would love to try out in the future if they have a pro model in the future, if they have like a better version of those circle ones, because I actually like those designs and the form factor. These are still way smaller than something like the Rode, which I'm using right now, so you probably won't be able to hear me, but it's about half the size of the Rode. And Rode doesn't even have the magnets on the one I'm using at least, which is the Rode Wireless Go original. You do have here on the right hand side a power, so to manually power it on and off, and a set button. And the bottom you have charging connector pins, and then a USB-C to take out files from the onboard safe mode, I would say. It has a 4 GB internal memory, so you can easily have a safe track that is 6 decibels less, constantly recording. Now you do have to activate that, and to activate it, I believe you have to press the set button for a certain amount of time, and then it'll automatically turn on. So let's go ahead and do that, and that's the safe mode set activated. It'll automatically cycle it, delete files whenever it has too much, so just a warning. But you know, it's a safe track, so if you constantly have it on, you'll be pretty much good to go. But you're gonna export the file from the internal memory on whichever Lavalier you use with this USB-C. I will try it out if you can use it with the case and export it all. But for right now, you just do 4 GB memory on both of them, which is really nice. You also have the set button, which if you turn it on, I believe it is noise cancellation. And then to change it from mono to stereo, you go ahead and press and hold the decibel button, and then it'll automatically change. I know the display is very, very dim, so it's a little harder to see, but it did change from mono to stereo, which I think I would honestly change to stereo if you are using 2 microphones. If you're using one, mono is perfectly fine. And later in editing, you could change both of the left and right to be both mono tracks, so that way you don't hear it in just the left ear and just the right ear. If you know post-production, then you'll easily know, but that's how you do that. Let's check actually if it has a memory function. So if I put it back in the case, if it'll still remember that we're gonna be in stereo mode. Also, the one thing I don't like is that when you insert those OTGs, they don't have magnets on the bottom. Only the auxiliary one does, and you can tell because it snaps into place, but these other ones don't. They're a little harder to get out and they're a little harder to put in, but you can see they easily fall, which is kind of a bummer because these are probably the easier ones to lose out of this entire set. But when we go ahead and plug these in here, obviously you have a charging indicator there on both of them, as well as those LEDs. So see if it has memory function. And it does. So that's really nice that it has a memory function. You also have on the top here, the lav omnidirectional, as well as a little placement for the dead cats. And then you do have your external lav mic. So if you use a wired one, you can use that. So if you decide to upgrade in the future, then you can do that. But the form factor is nice. You could clip it on anything or magnetize it on pretty much anything, since it has a magnetized backing on it. So technically you could just slap it on the back of your iPhone with MagSafe and then have it as a hidden recorder. How the magnet's hidden. So if you had a scene in a movie that you're shooting, and you know, boom, hidden microphone. So yeah, it's really nice that it has that. Really nice microphones overall. We love the sound quality already. We're gonna do other testings like distance and how it sounds being in post-production for editing, what it sounds like, and I'll go through my process on that. But overall, battery life seems to be good. On paper, it's about 5 to 10 hours. And obviously the case is 2000 milliamps, which is way better than a lot of them. It has an automatic shut off after 5 minutes if it's not connected to anything, so to save battery. And the frequency band is 2.4 gig. The frequency response is 30 hertz to 20,000 hertz. And that's pretty much it. The windscreens here, you can see they all have a locking mechanism, which I love. Unlike the Rode one, where it's just pushing it on top, or a few of them that don't have locking mechanisms, they just easily fall off whenever you're moving around or anything like that. This one's actually on there and secured, and then to take it off, you twist it and then pull it off. So I love that design when it comes to the windscreens. As far as putting the windscreen, you know, with you, I feel like that's a little bit of a different story. You kind of have to have it in a separate case or something. So just an FYI, but it's not a deal breaker. All right, I'm pretty sure during my test right there, pretty sure that I didn't have it all the way plugged in to like the connector pins for this half. So make sure you have it plugged in all the way. So snap it all the way into place just to make sure. We're gonna switch between a couple of modes here. So whenever you press set, it has another blue button. I'm not too sure if that's the noise cancellation, but we're gonna try it anyways. We're gonna go in the third mode for the air purifier. So now we're in the third mode for the air purifier, and this is what it sounds like. If that is the noise cancellation, hopefully it is. Just an FYI. And here's some blink audio just so you hear. All right, so that's what it is, and we are on decibel level 5. Now we're on decibel rating 3, and that's what it sounds like. This is out of the box what it's set to, and that's what I recommend, especially if you're going to do audio editing. It's just the better way to go. We don't have a safe track turned on right now, but it does have an MS track on the receiver there on that end. We're going to test that out. All right, so I'm going to be using a few different microphones during this video. Right now I'm using the iPhone 15 Pro microphone. So this is just an idea of what it sounds like. Originally, we have our camera like this with the Rode Wireless Go on top. And then we have obviously a cable hanging, and it has a lot of excess cable, so it's like all awkward and stuff. When you use this microphone, it just plugs in here on the side, which on this camera, it still fits even with that little loop lanyard thing. So it has a good amount of clearance, so either the person behind the camera could see, you know, the audio recording if it's being recorded, or you could turn it around and the person in front of the camera could see the recording there. So that's really cool. Previously, obviously, it would be mounted on the top, so you won't be able to see if you're recording, if it's, you know, recording the audio or anything like that. You can't really see any of that. This, you have full flexibility to move this however you want. You could have it facing up still, at an angle, however you want. It'll be perfectly fine, even upside down if you wanted it to be like that. So just like that, no cables hanging, it's perfectly nice. And then you still have additional room to add whatever you want on top, like a light or anything like that, which is super, super helpful. So everything you hear is pretty much recorded on this, besides the unboxing portion. We were using the Rode Wireless Go. So this is for my sister, and we did custom make the magnets here. So we put number 2 microphone on here, so you just know which one is A and which one is B. Very nice. So it's nice that you can actually put the magnet on there, that way you don't have to have it tugging down on your shirt, because I always find myself on the Rode Wireless Go that it does tug down your shirt a lot, and you definitely feel that it's there. Having the magnet is such a game changer because you can easily have it underneath the collar, and if you're having a talking head video, then it's important that you don't really see the microphone. Yes, you can add a lap here on the top so you can make it even more invisible, but you know, just straight up like this is a lot more helpful and useful. It is lightweight, so you don't really have to worry about it tugging down your shirt. It is do notice that it does a pretty good job of noise cancellation. In terms of sound quality itself, it does drastically decrease, not as much clearness within the voice, but it does sound really good in terms of noise cancellation, so that's really nice. In terms of battery life, these are really long lasting. I would say they're about 4 to 6 hours, depending on obviously the volume that you have this set to, and if you use internal recording and if you use the ANC feature. So it all dependent on how much you're really pushing these microphones. But honestly, I love these microphones, and it comes all in this little travel kit like I showed you guys before. It's a plastic one. You can't really put the dead cats in there, so it's a little bit of a bummer, but they charge in here, and they're just really, really nice to have this in a small compact area. So that's pretty much the entire review. I'm not going to go anything crazy when it comes to range. There's no cutouts whatsoever, even through walls. I noticed, you know, you could walk around the entire house and still be recorded. Even if you're not in frame, it'll still pick up and still record. I've noticed that as well. So when it comes to range, when it comes to connectivity, it's really, really good. And just overall, it's a really good pair of microphone. If you want to check it out, link is in the description to buy it. See you guys in the next